Here I will give you an overview of what happens to the organization team by process. So in a PRINCE2 project, what happens? Okay, so what's the first thing that happens from an organization team point of view? Well, the first thing we do is actually spend a little time on the project management team role descriptions. Not much. We're basically just figuring out who's the executive, who's going to represent the users, who's going to represent the suppliers, who will be the project manager, and maybe project support person if we're lucky to have that person in the project. And then link to the existing descriptions provided by PRINCE2, because PRINCE2 has done a very good job of this. So there's no point in rewriting them, just link to them. And that becomes part of our project brief. Okay, so that's in the starting of a project process or the pre-project phase. So that's all that's done in the pre-project as far as the organization team is concerned. Then in the initiation stage, we create something called a communications management approach. So it's an approach to how we manage communications during the project. That's where the name comes from. And we will take a template, which is very well filled in from the company. And we will update this template after maybe 1 or 2 workshops, after we recognize all the different stakeholders, how we will communicate with them, who will communicate with them, and the frequency as well. So that's acts as our communications management plan as well for the rest of the project. So it's a guideline we use for the rest of the project. We can then also update our project management team role descriptions if needed. And definitely we should remind the people taking up these roles, especially senior user and senior supplier, if they're new to PRINCE2, remind them of their obligations and what they should be doing. And this becomes part of the PID. Okay, so that's it from an organization team, which covers organization and communications in the initiation stage. Then if we look at how we communicate during the controlling a stage process, well, the most popular document or the frequent document that the project manager will send out will be the highlight report. And this is sent, let's say, every week or every 2 weeks to the project board. And when I say highlight, I mean highlight. 1 page can be sufficient at that. Another good communications document is our end stage report. This is created by the project manager towards the end of the stage and reports the performance of the last stage as well. So that's a good review document for the project board to actually use. And then at the end of the project manager will also create an end project report on how the whole project went as well. And again, that's for the project board. So those are the main documents we use to communicate during the project. There are others, of course, like the checkpoint report, but those are the main ones that I want to get across and when they happen during the project. And maybe one more thing as well is that if, let's say, the senior user is very busy during the project project manager can decide during the stage boundary process to actually suggest that they should be replaced by another person. So that will happen during the stage boundary process as well. Okay, that's a quick overview. For other links, you can see the PRINCE2 wiki site, and we also have a PRINCE2 study group, and you can see the links below the video here.